So do the Pythagorean theorem action here. Oh, that's not going to show up well. All right, Pythagorean theorem. So that's all that stuff we did this morning. Putting all those shapes together to make the square, checking out those 3D print triangles and how the two little sides made the big side. That's all to establish the book. That's all to establish the Pythagorean theorem, which says if you have a right triangle, a leg squared plus a leg squared equals the hypotenuse squared. Now the legs, they're the two sides that make the right angle. Are you seeing that these two sides right here make the right angle? You guys see that? The hypotenuse is opposite that right angle. So see the right angle, the opposite side. The hypotenuse, fun fact, it's always the longest side. So if you get an answer, you better make sure that your hypotenuse is the longest, right? Your legs, they can interchangeably be called A and B. And your hypotenuse is called C. And that's where that equation, A squared plus B squared equals C squared, comes from. So if you think back to the things we did, we took this square, we took this square, and it made that square, right? You guys remember doing that?
Yeah.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared. We did it with the cubes. We did it with the cutouts, right? And young Pythagoras got his father to Crete in record time using the same stuff, right? So let's put it to work. Number one, you have a right triangle that looks something like this. We got 12 and 9. So if I'm thinking A squared plus B squared equals C squared, 12 and 9, are they A, B, or C? Who can tell me what's what? Look here.
A is 12, B is 9, and C is the one we don't know.
Yeah, correct. And you could switch A and B. It won't make a difference, right? Because of the commutative property of addition. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do A squared plus B squared, and I get 225. Now, do I want to know what C squared is?
No.
Not really. I want to know what C is. How do I get C squared to become C?
Square root.
Square root is going to undo the square. And I got 15. So remember that check? What should be the longest side of your triangle? The hypotenuse, which is the longest side. So it doesn't like guarantee you're right. But if it's not the longest, you're guaranteed to be wrong. All right, next I want to look at number 6 with you. Number 6 looks something like this. Who could tell me what letters I've got? Yeah, Lauren. C and A, sure. Yep. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Did my equation change? Now there's a couple ways to show this algebra. I like to do a little shortcut. Follow me here. I like to just do minus 4 squared minus 4 squared. I'm just solving for B. Because 4 squared minus 4 squared cancels. And then on the right side there, I just do 11 squared minus 4 squared in my calculator. That gives me 105. You could choose to do a 121 and a 16, right? It's up to you. Your calculator, do the squares and stuff. So do I want to know B squared? I want to know B. How do I get rid of that square? Square root. So the square root of 105, let me just do this mental math real quick. Boop, beep, boop, it's about 10.2.
Wait, should we round to the nearest?
This sheet says the nearest tenth, yeah. All right. Anybody have another one they want to look at in the front? No? Okay. Turn it over. I want to point out something to you on number 16. Number 16, it says, hey guys, here's a triangle. Is it a right triangle?
Yeah. No.
Well, how could we test it out? What's true about right triangles?
They have a little square in the right triangle.
Well, that's written in. I could write a little square and it could still be wrong. What's true about all right triangles? All right triangles, it's true that A squared plus B squared equals C squared, right?
Oh.
So let's test it out. 6 squared plus 8 squared would have to equal 10 squared. 36 plus 64. Does 100 equal 100?
Yeah.
Yes. It is a right triangle. It has to be. If A squared plus B squared does not equal C squared, it is not a right triangle. Later in life, you can use that information to decide if it's an acute or obtuse triangle, but we're not going to worry about that. So this is a right triangle. So if you want to, Lukian, after you go write it in if you want to feel good about yourself. Cool. That's it. Really, it's plugging in 2 of the 3 sides and using algebra to figure out the side that's missing. That's it. All right, get after it.